Tell me I got volume. Somebody. Olia's on. Aaron's on. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? Am I muted? Charmaine's back on. We're regaining everybody here. You can see I've gone from the horizontal back to the vertical. All right, perfect. You can hear me again. I like the fact that I can see your comments now too. So we tried it horizontally. It didn't really work for me. It might have been better for you. I'm not sure. But now at least I can see your comments so I can respond, and it feels like I can have a better rapport back and forth. So I'm going to take that as a test that it can be done horizontally, but from now on we're going to stick with vertical because I think it works better. So hopefully some of the others will rejoin, like the two Joes and Basil and Stephen and Media. Ida, she's not on here either. Hopefully they'll figure out that I just try to fix things up. Is there a question of the month? I haven't done one yet. I haven't given it out, but I have asked you guys that if you have some suggestions, let me know. I do have one in my back pocket that I will use if no suggestions come through that we can agree on. So Aaron, if you have an idea of a question you want for this month, feel free. I got a message saying from Mark that I'm here. Okay, that's good. Just send another one here. Let people know that I have come back again. Olia says, I wanted to send postcards from the Czech Republic. We were vacationing very close to the border, but it turned out that the post office have been closed since yesterday because of the holidays. Oh, that's a shame, but nice that you had a holiday. And Media's back on. Fantastic. Not ignoring you. I'm just letting people know that we are back on again with a new live stream. Why do you think more post-crossers aren't active in the forums? I don't know. For me personally, I'm not as active in the forums because I just don't have the time to do it. I find I've got enough stuff going on with home life, with work, balancing, putting out content almost daily for YouTube. Keeping up weekly with all my post-crossing I have to do and responding to my direct swaps. So I don't really go onto the forums too much. Sometimes I do get a message from the forum out to me. And if I get a chance to see it, that's great. But that's why I don't go on the forums as much. I think if you, well, and it's also gotten really expensive to send postcards. So to join round robins and other things, I think it's an extra burden right now in a time when the economy's not great for doing that. That's my take on the forums anyways. If that was meant to be your monthly question though, sorry. I think what you should do is anyone who has a suggestion for a monthly question, say suggestion or monthly question before you write the question out. Because if I just see it as a question, I'm going to try to answer it. Welcome back, Basil. Oh, you still have me on here? Can you still hear me? Steven's back on again. I made the mistake. There was a buffer there. Am I back? Do I have volume? I got a question from Joe in the United States, and okay, perfect. It came up on Instagram, and instinctively I went in just to let him know that we were back on, that I'm in the live stream now, and I forgot that it would take me out of what I was doing currently. Not Joe in Indonesia, no. The other Joe. Wolfman Joe. Now, I don't know what happened to Joe in Indonesia. Hopefully he'll come back on as well. All right, thanks, Basil, for texting him, letting him know that I found that was the only way for me to get the sound back again, was to kill that live stream and to go in with a brand new one. It seems to be working so nice right now, so that's good. Flip over these. I'm trying to do it on my computer to monitor things too and respond to messages. There, that one seems to be working now. I do have to update some of the things on there. But everybody, what's going on now that I can see all your messages? This is so much better than having them pop on for a second and then disappear. I missed so many of the things that you guys probably were saying and asking of me at the time. Today is a rainy kind of day here. So I don't know how many of you watched my... Okay, Wolfman, Joe is back. Notifications are off by a little bit, I guess. About 6 minutes. I have returned, yes. I guess you just had to refresh the screen. So what I did is I just stopped the last live stream and then redid a brand new one. I don't know what happened. I don't know why the sound all of a sudden disappeared. It did, but we're back again. And most everybody has figured out that I'm back, so have rejoined the stream. That's good. Gremlins. Must be Gremlins, yep. And because I wanted to get back on as quick as possible, I didn't fill in some of this information in the background, so I'm trying to do that now. So that is what I'm doing. So this is a better picture this way, going vertically. Yeah, Gremlins got wet with all the rain, that's probably. And Joe is coming back on again, okay. Then everybody will have found their way back into this live stream. Joe's back, welcome back. And I think I've got everything in the background all up to date and running properly too. So we are back being vertical. Yes, you don't see as much of the wide screen around, but this is functioning better, I think. You guys said you had a better picture. You actually have sound here now too, and I can see your messages. So everybody think of a question for July that might be a good all-encompassing one. I'll tell you the one that I'm thinking about, and you guys can say whether or not you think it might be a good one or not. I want to know what your favorite smell is. And I don't mean your favorite cologne that you wear, your perfume. I want things like baking bread, which for me reminds me of my mother cooking in the kitchen, or you know, we talk about cologne. I showed this before. This is a cologne that my father wore. When I smell that, it brings me back to a certain time frame of seeing him. Fresh polish on shoes, that smell too. So those are the sort of things that, you know, mowed lawns. So if that's something that you're interested in, Ida Marie says it's a good question. Anybody else agree that that's a good question? Should that be the question for July? What is your favorite smell? And then we can kind of hear people's stories and and why that's their favorite smell. Erin says she likes my question idea. It goes along with the spirit of slowing down and living mindfully, which post-crossing also encourages. Stephen likes it. All right. Hello, Dr. Winston from the UK. What part of the UK are you in? Welcome to the chat. All right. I think there's enough votes for yes on that I'm going to write that one down here in stone. So July 2025, the question will be, what is your favorite smell and why? Ta-da, I've got it. So welcome, Joe. Also, Joe says, I can't use regular postcard stamps to send postcards to countries to other. That's interesting that you can't, because I've received them on cards before, unless they were just an additional stamp that people put in. Charmaine already knows the smell that she wants to submit, so that's great. Basil says takes our rains. I'm not sure what that is. A fresh smell of rain. That's possible. So yeah, so if you want to participate, my address is in the description of all my videos. So just send a postcard, a letter in, and the first Saturday in August, which I'm not sure what date that actually falls on yet, but that's when I will read all the responses like I did today for last month's questions. So pretty easy to do. It's a great way of getting to know everybody out there too. I've learned some interesting facts about a lot of different people. So I'm really happy with this program, this initiative that we've been doing. We've been doing this now for about 18 months, I think. We started in February of 2023. I think that was the first time I did the question, and we've done it every month since. So Basil's got my address memorized, okay? But keep in mind for the future what other questions we can do. And I kind of want broad questions that lots of people can answer. If we do, like, what is your favorite stamp? It's only limited for people that collect stamps, so I don't really do that. Same with a post-crossing question. We're not all post-crossers. So I like broad ones that talk about you're from, or what it's like when you grew up, those sort of things. So you kind of get to know a person that way, but not too personal. Dr. Winston just started collecting stamps after many years. Oh, that's great. Well, welcome. There are lots of stamp collectors that are on this channel. If you're a subscriber to mine, you'll see lots of stamp videos coming up. And I actually had a bunch of people this week send in stamps, so I've got a bunch of videos that will be coming up next week about it. Also, my Stamp of the Month video. There's a giveaway, so as a newbie, you might be interested in joining that. All you got to do is go to the Stamp of the Month video and write in the word Olympic. So I'm going to be doing a video probably this week, definitely this week, show you what's going to be in that giveaway. Stamp versus Stamp, this is something I do with Smokey's channel, which make sure you subscribe to his. That came out this past week too, so that was kind of a fun thing that we did. Lots of people joining up. What's my favorite summer fruit? Probably fresh strawberries. Now, I know you can get strawberries all year round, but this time of year when the strawberries come out here local to us, I find those are the best tasting, most flavorful. So probably strawberries. Worldwide collector. Is that item re-asking, or is that going to Dr. Winston? All right, Dr. Winston, what's your real first name? Peaches and nectarines, yeah. Peaches when they're just the right consistency. You kind of have that soft but not too soft in ripeness. I don't like them when they're really hard. Joseph likes watermelon in the summer. Yep, another good choice, especially on a hot day. It's ice cold. It's really nice. Barry is from Newcastle upon Tyne. All right. Welcome to the channel. You're going to meet lots of different people here that are into stamp collecting, so buckle up. Item Marie was asking Barry whether or not he's a worldwide collector. Is that what he's starting? Basil loves fresh grapes. Fresh grapes are fantastic too. If I'm eating grapes, they need to be seedless. I'm not, same with watermelon. I want a seedless watermelon. I don't want to spend time spitting out or extracting seeds from my fruit. And I'm not into crunching the seeds in grapes. I don't find that a delicious taste to me. Yeah, lots of grapes growing in my yard. And it looks like it's going to be a good year for them too, because we've had really hot temperatures and then we have a good amount of rain. So they're getting a little bit of the two things that they really like, heat and moisture. If it's too dry, they just shrivel up. So it's nice to have a little bit of rain. Strawberries have seeds on the outside. I don't seem to mind strawberry seeds though. They're not big enough that they get caught in my teeth or anything. Barry's going to collect Liechtenstein and UK King Charles III. Very limited collection, but yeah, if that's what you like, that's what you like. That's good. If you ever decide to get into Canadian stamps, I might have a supplier for you. Oh, we're getting into temperature. So in Goa right now it's 26 degrees. Basil, actually, are you still in Goa right now? Because I know you'd made a post saying that you were moving. And hopefully everything's okay. Here it is about 20 degrees and rainy. Yesterday was 37, and I think tomorrow is going to be around 32. Or 30 as well, not 32. It's the best way to do it, Barry. Collect what you like. So don't limit yourself to anything. You're moving towards the end of the month, Basil. Whereabouts are you moving? And make sure when you do move, if you want correspondence, you let me know what your new address is. It's 98 degrees Fahrenheit. Ooh, Joe, it's hot. You're in North Carolina, correct? It's 13 degrees Celsius in Port Lincoln, Australia. You're 13 hours away, wow. North Carolina, okay, good, I remember that correctly. Ida Marie says it's 84 Fahrenheit in DC. Joseph says it's 30 degrees Celsius. Joe, what state are you in? What area are you in? Joseph, that is. We've got two Joes on here and a Joseph, so I gotta make sure I do it correctly. How much have I paid for a single stamp? The most I think I've paid for a single stamp is about $80, and that was for a penny black, because I wanted to have it in my collection. Normally I don't spend a lot on stamps. I'm frugal like my father when it comes to stamp collecting. That makes sense that you're in Nevada if you've got temperatures like that, Joseph. 70 degrees Fahrenheit in the state of Maine. It's 19 Celsius in Helsinki, so very much the same media as it is here, except for you've got sun. Okay, you're dealing with your father's estate, Basil. Okay. I would think Nevada would be very hot this time of year. You paid £90 for a penny black? Well, maybe yours was in a much better condition than mine, too. It is a nice stamp to have in the collection, to have the first one. Joe said, question, is there really a stamp called the Man in the Masked Blue Nose? I've never heard of that before. Stephen, have you heard of that stamp called? Well, transparency is probably good to have, Barry, if you want a long marriage. Maybe there's something of equal value that she wants as well, or has currently purchased. Steven said the most he paid for a single stamp was $250 for a Zanzibar stamp with an incorrect overprint. That's a good amount to pay too. Joe says it's a blue nose stamp with a mistake that looks like a man in the mast. Never heard of it. Is it a Canadian blue nose stamp? Or is it the Canadian blue nose stamp, that the 50-cent one that I did a video on not too long ago about too? I don't know of a misprint with that one. I wonder if let's just pull a book out here while I'm sitting here. The Canadian blue nose, yeah, so you're looking at this stamp right here. If that's correct, I don't know how you would ever see a man in the mast on that stamp, because the mast is so small. England game coming up, we must be talking about football. Well, that was a good buy, Stephen. If a stamp you paid $250 for is now worth £6,000. Wow, good investment. Well, to answer your question, Wolfman, here in the catalog, there's the arrow pointing to it. It is a subsequent one. 158 is the catalog number, but if it's 158 3, it's called Man on the Mast. It's a variety, position 58. So you're right, under a magnifying glass, if you can see that one, it's worth about $3,000 Canadian. This is a Unitrade catalog. Shows the variations. This one's from 2014, so the values are 10 years old. It says that it's about $2,500 Canadian now, so I'm not sure what that would go up to. But yeah, there is a Man on the Mast. So we're learning something today. In the original one, if you use the magnifying glass, you would see a man up there, as it shows in this picture. Well, you invested your money correctly, Stephen, if rather than wasting it from teaching. Yeah, there we go. So thank you to Joe. We've got an answer to that question. If you're looking for a blue nose stamp and it has a man with a mast on it, it's worth a lot more. So you're gonna have to break out your magnifying glass to see it. So we're teaching things today on stamps. So Barry, there's something you know. If you want to collect Canadian stamps, there might be a stamp for you. It's going to cost yourself quite a bit though, so it might be more than the other one. A regular blue nose Canadian doesn't cost a whole lot, so if you want one, you can easily find them on eBay or Hipstamp, or lots of different sites have them. Tommy Tricker and the Stamp Travel. I've never heard of that movie. All right. Well, you've taught us all something today. There's a variety I didn't know. Update the stuff in the background here. Stephen's inspirational paragraph said it all. There were lots of really good inspirational things that came through this month, so I was happy for the people that contributed. Well, Stephen, I think that story says that you've got a set of beliefs that you're willing to stand by, and that you're looking out for the little people as much as you can. Well, Joe, I might look up that movie and check it out. Barry, I'm glad to hear that. There's some knowledge in some of the stuff that I've put out. Hopefully it either inspires you to get some of the stamps that I've been showing, or put you in a certain direction of what you might like to collect. And you know that you can collect almost anything, and it really doesn't have to cost you a lot of money for the most part. If you want things that are mint, perfect condition, you're certainly going to have to pay extra for them. And if you want to add some Olympic stamps to your collection and some other things, make sure you enter into my Stamp of the Month giveaway. Joe's going to start making videos too on stamp collecting. Okay, we'll be watching for it. You let us know when it's your channel's out, and I'll promote it for you. Do you do other collectibles too based on your name? Is it just stamps, or are you into sports cards and I don't know, figurines, anime, Pokemon, who knows? Anything that's collectible, or is it purely stamps? You're also into coin collecting, okay? Barry was thinking about Switzerland and astronomy and space themes. Also good ones to collect. I probably will be having a video coming out in the not too distant future about space themes as well. I used to collect coins as well. The only coins I collect now are ones that will hopefully pay the bills. Yeah, lots of beautiful stamps coming out of Canada. I really like the earlier ones, but there are lots of nice themes and new ones coming out too. Media got a chance to go to the tall ships. She sent me some pictures. She posted some pictures on Instagram too. Beautiful time, beautiful ships. Do I know what a regular one is worth? Let's see what my... Here's a 2009 Scott catalog. You're probably using Stanley Gibbons there, but we can give you a general idea. Find the right one here. A57. So in mint, it's about $250 Canadian 5 years ago, but you can get them cheaper than that. You could get a used one probably for $50. Yeah, I think used copies are the way to go, Joe, unless you really want to have a mint never hinged. I don't know what the least country, or the country of the least collected would be. There's a lot of countries that have come and gone, so some of those are collectible because they don't have new stamps coming out. And you know what? That blue nose one, that last auction that I went to that I just did minimum bids on, there was a booklet in there of Canadian stamps that had a blue nose in the booklet. And I think it went, the whole collection of Canadian stamps, I think it went for $10 Canadian. So if you happen to have stamp shows in your area, you might be able to find them cheaper. That one I should have, you know, if I wasn't stuck to my guns, I could have bought that one and just sold the single stamp out of it. Would have paid for everything that I spent that time. Joe says there's a similar 5-ish Australian Sydney Harbour Bridge that's expensive. I think every country must have one stamp that kind of sticks out amongst all of them. Well, welcome, Martin. Thanks for joining. We were just talking about sorry, doing something else at the same time. We were just talking about different stamps of value that are out there. The 5 shilling Sydney Harbour Bridge is considered to be the iconic Australian stamp. Makes sense, having an icon as an image. I had a mint never hinged stamp, but swapped for a British India QV stamp from my friend. That was Joe. Was that a mint never hinged Sydney Harbour Bridge one? Okay. I think not many people collect Rukyo stamps. I don't even know what that is, Joseph. So whether my father did, he may have. I don't know. And if you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm just putting away those inspirational quotes in the background. I'm going to clean up that binder that's there and put in our new question of the month just to move things around. Finding that I'm having a bunch of stuff. Hopefully not knock everything over as I'm trying to do this. There. Fix that. There. That's better. Joe says it's a very small island. Is it an island nation unto itself? Whereabouts is the island? Oh, good. You've got a connection for Liechtenstein then. That's nice. Joseph later became Okinawa. Okay, no, so it's part of Japan. When am I going to have a day out with my bro? Well, my brother lives in Toronto, so I don't get to see him very often. He was here at the end of May, so we got to spend some time then. I didn't do any videos with him at the time, though. So did you get a chance to see that long video that I did with my sister having lunch with her? It was something new we wanted to try. I wanted to show another part of what I do during my week. And one of the things that I get a chance from time to time is get together with my sister. We've often talked about, because we try to go to different restaurants every time she's here, is maybe do a video series of just the two of us, not really rating restaurants, but kind of showing our experiences when we go to them. Joseph saw, Basil saw part of it. Charmaine saw some of it. Item rewatched it all too. So yeah, it was a long video, and it's definitely not the style of video that I tend to do, but I felt in order to give that true feel of what we do when we go out, I kind of had to do an unedited version. So we did that. Stephen said you put on 3 kilos watching it. Yeah. Where you guys know I like food. I'm wondering, would you be interested if I did videos like that? Just the different restaurants we went in, kind of talked about what we liked about the restaurants, or got to see the kind of food that they're offering in them. Martin says he's been busy, but that's all right. You can catch up when you want to. Yes, I did a classic car video, came out yesterday. I was going to do the continuation of that one today because they're in the park, but it's a bit wet. So if it dries up, I'll go. If not, I'll try again tomorrow. Martin says, who doesn't like food? I don't know. Some people don't, but Olia's been on a trip, so she hasn't had a chance to see them yet. Have I been to the UK, Barry? Yes, I have been to the UK. My father's from the UK, actually. So I've been over 3 times now, 3 or 4 times. The last time, though, I haven't been over in about 24 years now. It's been a while. Steven says he was impressed with all the greenery around. There's lots. Welcome, Amber. You've made it. Amber in Missouri's on. Everybody eats food, Martin. Yes. Whether everybody likes to watch other people eat food, or I was kept trying to put my hand over my mouth so you don't see me chewing all the time. There is an art form to it, and we were kind of slightly off camera, so you heard our conversation. You got to see what was happening at the table, but didn't see us. So There's some things to work on there. I didn't want to focus the camera always on us. I just kind of wanted to be about the experience as if you were sitting at the table too. So that's kind of why I shot it in that format. The beaver tail was awesome. That's great. It was really good to eat too. Barry says one day he'll visit Canada. You should. There's lots to see. It's a big country though, so you're gonna have to take a lot of time if you want to see it in its entirety. A lot of people, when they come to Canada, they either go to Vancouver or they go to Toronto or Montreal, Niagara Falls. That's just a very small portion of what's in our country to see. No, Amber, life is crazy. There's always things going on. I appreciate when people come in and say hello or leave a comment. That's great, but I understand that things are going on. Things are going on here too, so. Media says, do you watch England, Switzerland at the same time now? I don't. I'm not watching. I really don't know what's going on in the world of soccer for the most part, or football. I know there is some sort of European thing going on over there, and France has done well so far. I think they just beat Portugal. England, I think, is still in it. Germany, I think, is still in it. I know. So I know rough things of what's going on. Definitely not watching the game, Martin. No, I'm paying attention to you guys right now. Ida Marie's been to Toronto and Niagara Falls. So now you've got to come east. You've got to see other things. Martin is watching it. Barry's watching it. Joseph's off to make breakfast. Okay, enjoy your breakfast. Have something good. Stay out of the heat. Stephen's wife has distant relatives in Winnipeg, Manitoba. Media's watching the game on her iPad. Oh, Germany's been knocked out by Spain. Okay. All right, so who are the last countries left in this? Barry's watching on his phone. Wimbledon is on too. Don't watch Wimbledon, the tennis. No, not my sport. Martin says England are not playing well at all, but the last game had an amazing goal, which kept us in it. Okay. What's everyone planning for the day? Amber. Here, we'll probably be doing some cleaning around the house. I might look at some postcards too. Tomorrow's my postcard day, but if I end up going to the car show and have postcards, I don't know. I got to get groceries. That's on the agenda today too. Not super exciting stuff, just day-to-day things that need to get done. Copa America is on as well. I don't know what that is. Ida Marie's not doing very much today. Happy wedding anniversary to Olia tomorrow. You're having a 3-day event celebrating it. That's good. Congratulations. Today's International Kissing Day. Okay, whatever. It's an International Day of everything. I don't know why they do those, but Amber's getting groceries as well today. Getting new flowers because someone passed away. Barry has relatives on his mother's side that moved to Canada many years ago. Okay. Maybe we're related. Lots of people are giving nice wedding anniversary things off to Olia. Maybe has been to 2 art galleries or 2 museums and now watching football. Yesterday was International Bikini Day. Okay. Basil, you're just giving me every day of the month with their international. Someone is just doing all those international days in order to make money. They don't seem to have any purpose. The U.S. has been putting out some nice stamps lately, especially those turtle ones that came out. Hard to believe, Amber, your youngest child is already going to be 6 months. Time has flown by. "75 years of NATO in Washington being celebrated." That's a big milestone. Okay, you're going way back, Barry. If you said your mother said that one of your relatives was a trapper but ended up with permanent snow blindness, that a long, long time ago trapping. Ida Marie, did you have big celebrations for your July the 4th? Aaron, too, if you're still on. And Amber as well. Because Joseph's left already, so he's not here. But happy celebrations to all of you. That's an interesting celebration, jumping over a campfire and looking for a fern flower. I think having a 6-month-year-old around, and plus your oldest too, is not going to give you a lot of extra time for post crossing. And Charmaine's still on too. Yes, there's so many people there. Happy July 4th to everybody that's down there. I apologize, Charmaine, for forgetting I hadn't seen you in the comments there for a bit. Joe's still here too. Okay, so happy July 4th to him as well. Some small get-togethers. Ida Marie had to work the next day after her celebration. Candy, welcome. You found my channel the other day. That's great. Hopefully you enjoy it. You got a lot of catching up to do. There's over 1,000 videos. Yes, congratulations. I heard that there has been an election in England. Congratulations or regrets. I don't know what side of the coin you're on, but yes, I heard you have a new prime minister now. Thank you for the forgiveness, Charmaine. It's hard to keep up with everything going on here. Barry wants to know if we listen to music. I think everybody listens to music. Last night, my wife and I went to a free concert downtown for the car show that was in town. So the Northern Pikes is a big Canadian band, especially from the 90s anyways. They were performing, so we got to see them. And a local band called Reform School started. One of the guitarists and I did karate together. And I got to run into a few people I know too that were downtown. Candy, you go back and watch them. You don't have to go back and watch them all. Where are you from, Candy? All right, Amber, go take care of your family and enjoy everything else. Thanks for popping on. Joe said he heard that there's a 10 postcard limit people can send in post crossing. Is that true? It all depends on how long you've been post crossing, what your limit is. Mine is what am I up to now? You can go 100 is the limit that you can get to, but you have to be in there for a while. So you start at 5 and you work your way up. There's a big stamp show in Boston to celebrate the 250th birthday of the U.S. When is that, Ida Marie? Hopefully it's the change you needed. Okay. Candy, you're in Moncton. What? That's sweet. All right. Well, a local person finding me. How did you find me? Did you find me through the car show one that just came out or one of the other videos? Or how did you even hear about me? Barry says he's into rock, punk, progressive, and everything in between. It's like everything. I like most things. I'm not a big country fan. I'm not crazy about rap. There's some rap that I like, but Media can send 25 postcards at a time right now. Charmaine's at 12. I think I'm at 23. I think that's what I can send, 23 or 24. Barry doesn't like rap. Candy says the car show. Okay. Your husband found my video. I'm hoping to do another one about Centennial Park, but I'm watching for the weather before I go out there. I went out last night again after I released my video, so I was out and around. If you ever see me, say hi. My daughter has me on TikTok. I don't put out a lot of TikToks. I do have a few, but most everything you see about me is here on YouTube or on Instagram. So the Boston Expo date is May 23rd to the 30th, 2026. So if you want to be in Boston next year, the end of May, there's a stamp show. It's a big date, 250 years of celebration. Rachel Ghost does live streams every day from Canada. I don't know who Rachel Ghost is, but what does she do? She talk about stamps? Where in Canada is she from? Oh, 2026, 2 years away. Sorry. Okay. You met me at Costco. Did we say hi at Costco? I don't remember this, Candy. Or did you just see me at Costco? Music and everything else, Rob. I don't... Okay, she covers music and everything else. Okay. Rachel Ghost. You know what? While I've got the computer running on here, let me just put in a search just to see this person, if I can. Where do we want to go here? I'm a local celebrity? I don't think so. We do have Costco in Canada, yes. You know, Joe, we've got pretty much all, for the most part, we have pretty much all the same things you have in America. There are exceptions. Yes, and yes, my daughter did. She was so excited to meet you. You with your daughter, I think it was in the parking lot. We talked in the parking lot with my daughter? Why am I not remembering this? How old's your daughter? Is your daughter the same age as my daughter? Have I recently suffered a blow to the head and I don't remember this? I know I'm still looking for Rachel Ghost, yes. I got distracted. Yeah, aging must be it. Well, I do apologize for not remembering, but yeah, if you see me again, say hello. Your daughter's 26, so she's a little bit older than my daughter. Are any of you stamp collectors, Lego collectors, post crossers? If Rachel, small world, very small world. And I'm still looking for Rachel Ghost. I do have Miss Rachel that pops up, but that can't be what you want me to look. That's all preschool stuff, so that's not stuff that I'm going to be watching on a regular basis for sure. So Barry, the stuff that I found so far is not, I don't think, what you're talking about. This isn't music. Erin says she had the Lego Hogwarts in 4th grade about 25 years ago. Her first and only Lego. Charmaine says she's got that song stuck in her head. What song? Oh, maybe that's what I got. I don't have the apostrophe on Rachel. It's Rachel's. That will make a difference. Found it. Okay. I will have a look later on. Oh, you've got It's a Small World stuck in your head, that song. Yeah, it's a small world after all. What are my Sunday plans? Okay, tomorrow's plans, depending on what I get done today, I guess. There may be some laundry and things that needs to be done tomorrow. But if I don't get to the car show today, I definitely will get to the car show tomorrow because I think the weather is much better. So I want to get a video on that. I do have mail to get done, so hoping tomorrow will be a 2-video day. That's my plan. Whether I can squeeze it all in, we shall see. And I see Rachel's ghosts. She seems to have a lot of like Zooms with other people by the looks of things. Well, folks, we're coming up on an hour, and this is just the hour of take 2 because I can't remember how long the first video went. Maybe 6 minutes or so before we had technical difficulties and we lost the sound. Do I choose the YouTube ads? I do not. So whatever ads pop up is all chosen by YouTube. So I have no idea what sort of ads you're seeing when you see my videos, whether they have anything to do with what I promote. She has a panel of people every day. Okay. Steven's going to be sorting Moroccan stamps when he gets up. And doing some postcards. Daphne Air? Daphne Air. And what does Daphne do? Is she into post-crossing? Why does she watch my videos? What appealed to her about seeing my videos? Is it the festival stuff that I promote on here? All right, Aaron, have a good weekend. Enjoy. Candy, you've got my attention for a moment here. I'm still trying to piece it together. And I'm glad your husband watched the video too. Hopefully he liked the car video, the walkthrough. You're fixing stuff. Does Canada Post release many new issue stamps per year? Yeah, we issue maybe 20 stamps in a year, so not as prevalent as some. I think Great Britain issues way more stamps than we do in the course of a year. Looks like Ida Marie's leaving too, so thank you for joining. Is Olia leaving too? Did I change a tire? No. I think you've got me confused with somebody else. That's not my style of videos. So it's possible we didn't run into each other at Costco then. Maybe you run into somebody else from the city that does those sort of videos. Yeah, Australia and Great Britain issue a lot of stamps. No, Candy, most of the videos that I do are either about post crossing, about stamp collecting, about local festivals that happen here, and some of the outings that I go on. That's usually the kind of content that I am doing. It's kind of a day-to-day life. I do Canada Post videos too because I'm a mailman. All right, she watches it. All right. Then I just apologize that I've forgotten our meeting at Costco. And maybe you've got me on Instagram too. Did I work at, I have worked at Mark Avenue before. I don't currently. And I agree, Stephen, this year's British stamps that have come out have been very good. Can anyone confirm that Japan issues the most stamps as a country? No, it wouldn't have driven me in a taxi. I'm a rural mail carrier. I drive my own car. I'm not a walking letter carrier. Not that we have very many of them left. They used to have them in Dieppe, but they've done away with all the walking routes, so we don't have any cabs at all coming to Dieppe anymore. I'm not sure what Mark Avenue does, if they still have a few or not. Yeah, the new Red Arrow stamps that just came out, Barry, are really nice. Well, it is 1:30 here, and I got some stuff I got to get done. So I want to thank everybody for joining me for the live stream, first part and the second part. We figured out what works and what doesn't work with changing things up on the live stream. Also, thank you to everybody who has submitted something for the question of the month. And if you want to participate, the address is in the description of the video. So I'd love to hear what's your favorite smell? That's the question. So if you want to do that, participate, and I'll have some more videos coming out for you very soon. So stay tuned, and you guys have a good weekend. Have a magical week.